Helps turn on the microphone. There we go. Awesome. All right. Here we are. Everything's set up here. So, looks like this is session 6, I believe, of Thousand Year Old Vampire. The man who started off uh, as a squire during the First Crusade, Guillaume d'Avignon, is now several centuries later known as Ansgar. Gone through several names and several lives, really. So, yeah. So, welcome. Good evening. So, let's see. Hey, it's Lappy! Greetings, sir. Ready for the continuation of Guillaume's adventures. They're long so far. So, yeah. So, this is, so I think this is episode 6. So over now, this will be over the halfway point in this campaign. So I'm planning to either I hit episode 10, or I hit a death thing, or if I somehow get to like the end of the alternate prompts and I have no more, that's it for him. So let's see here. So first of all, I always like to kind of go over things where we stand. So let's start with the journal today. So let's see. When we left our intrepid vampire, he found his way to England in 1540. So let's see. So 1099 is when he became a vampire. So 100, so 441 years as a vampire, plus let's say 18 years so 459 years old, almost half a century. Yeah, almost half a thousand. So yeah, he's coming up on there. So let's see where we left off. Let's see. Ooh. While in Leeds, England, I come upon a posting in a public square and discover that there are many duplicates littered throughout the city. Harold, oh, I remember this one now. Harold, a wealthy landowner, has become ill, is feeling his mortality and seeks immortality, is willing to pay for it. I find this entirely amusing and decide to visit him in his large house in the outskirts of the city. I enter quietly through the third-story window and make my way into his bedchamber, where I find him coughing up blood, his skin pale and clammy even to my touch. Once I have his eye, I bare my fangs and order him to remain silent. We converse about the nature of his request, and he tells me that he feels that he could accomplish so much more in the world and leave a true mark if only he had years to spare. I tell my own tale as I recollect it and explain what it's like to be among the walking dead and to see life and death cross paths on a regular basis. I ask him to justify his request, and he explains his desire for achievement to me. As he has explained his desire for achievement for me, it becomes clear that he is just another rich old man afraid of the touch of death and believes that he can buy his way out of it. He offers me everything. I take it. But then take his life in sweet irony and brief betrayal. As the light fades from his eyes, I let him know that I have shown him mercy of sort, as he would never have amounted to what he had envisioned for himself, and would instead have continued being a miserly curmudgeon for years to come before he saw his own failings and sought to end his own life somehow. All right. And this is after I meet up with my sire Lamia. So we are together again. Like Lappy's story, actually, which I hope to see soon. It'd be cool. So, all right, so let's go over to character sheet, see where we are here. All right, so start off as Guillaume d'Avignon, then Salah, now Ansgar, Swedish name. His marks have advanced. For a while there, I just kind of stuck with the first one, and suddenly I had another one, and then another couple. So my wrists see blood akin to stigmata. I try to wear gloves or wristbands to cover it. At one point, after feeding on inbred royalty for nobility for too long, my skin went wholly white, and I used to wear a pigment on my face when I could to cover it. But that was taken away. Once I got away from feeding on them, everything was all right. Yes. To quote Firefly, curse your son, but inevitable trail. Yes, definitely. The rich miser got what was coming. And Lobby says, I'm working on compiling everything into a blog post. Ooh, to have it up soon. Awesome. I would like a link. Please link me and tweet it or however you like. Love to watch it. Love to check it out. Sounds cool. As a background, Lappy is my most ardent 1,000-year-old vampire watcher and has done her own run through. Just finished it. Her vampire met with the final end, and she's now writing things up. So I'm looking forward to reading that. It's gonna be cool. Let's see here. So as for marks, so animals fear me. So I have to remember to bring that one in. I think I might have forgotten that. Water seeks to burn me. Some strange incident happened where suddenly water is my enemy. So my skills, I've checked a bunch of them. So unchecked skills mean there's potential for use. Uh, lost skills mean I've lost that ability in particular, and check skills mean that I've shown that I can do this thing, so I can feel free to kind of use it in RP and that kind of thing. But a checked skill and a lost skill can't be used when a prompt tells you to check or lose a skill. Let's see. All right, so let's look at characters. So I was about to say pretty much all the mortals are dead that he's known. In fact, all of them except the newest three. Um, so in my past, so Lamia was a vampire immortal. I'm always tired at this point for some reason. Pardon me. Lamia, the vampires who turned me into a monster. So yes, she's immortal, and now after all these years, we've had our differences, but now she's my companion, or I'm hers, or however you want to look at it. Since way long ago, was Dmitri the alchemist, who has the philosopher's stone, and therefore an immortal, and he has had run-ins with me before. He's fallen in love with me actually before, and I didn't understand his advances and pretty much tried to kill him. So good times, pretty standard relationship stuff right there, I would think. Let's see, Victoria, this young girl really that I met on the side of the Crusaders Road way back when, was turned by Lamia, who's not, again, we turn this frown upside down since this point, but she basically, just for kicks maybe, sent Victoria, turned Victoria into this kind of half vampire monster hunter to get me, and she murdered like all the humans I'd ever come in contact with. Aziza Aman, formerly my vampiric lover, we have since gone away. Basically, we broke up after he found out kind of a first-hand account of what I'd done to his people, as he's Egypt, Saracen, not much, cultural difference there, I think. And so yeah, he didn't like who he saw that I was, so he left. Saul is still around somewhere, but I kind of lost him my last time I was um, uh, put out for a century. Basically, a wall fell on me, and I was stuck for a century till I woke up. So Saul is a golem who's out there somewhere, a clay golem, and he's out there somewhere. I don't know where he is. He probably will come back, I'm hoping. So let's see. So Herald of Leeds. Ooh, I forgot to kill him. So boom. So he's now all the grayed outs are dead. So the last three are Khalil, Mustafa, and Latif. These were three slave kids that I rescued from Spain, I believe. And then basically I took them to some place that was familiar to me that I'd been to, which was Cairo. I dropped them off there where I figured they would be safe and found them a good place to be. And what do you call it? From there, met Lamia, and here we are. So yeah, so so let's go back here real quick. So so right now I'm up to my 63rd prompt in the game. That's a lot. Uh, so 63 prompts. Um, let's see here. Right now it's prompt number 120. So again, I'm using the alternate prompt. So in the alternate prompt section, prompt number 120 is where I'm at. This was the first section of it. Sometimes prompt, when you land on them again, they have other sections for you to do. Like, so if you've already done the first, you land on it again, you do the second, and so forth. The year's 1540. So now, though I haven't gotten it as an item, I may end up getting this guy's house. I mean, like, he gave me everything and I took it. So we'll kind of see where the prompts bring us. I'm kind of curious where that happens or what happens with it. So let's do it. So, all right, so let's do a prompt, shall we? Let's get to it. First prompt of the night. Let's see. Let's do this. 0. All right. Okay, probably should open up the 1,000-year-old vampire. All right. One moment, please excuse me. Okay. Almost there. A lot of alternate prompts. I have to say I'm kind of liking them. Let's see here. All right, so 120 doesn't have a second prompt. I well, I mean, in the original prompts here, you would go on to a second or third. I technically should do this again, but I think that was like the best one I was going to get for that prompt. That was the most interesting one I could have come up with. So I'm going to re-roll. I'm taking the option again. These are the alternate prompts. I'm taking some liberties. Let's re-roll. See if I do get something. Oh, they just wants me to have 0. All right, come on. All right, 7. Thank goodness. If this had a secondary prompt, I would have definitely done it, but this is just repeating the same one, and again, I don't think I could have done more interesting, to me at least, than this one here. So 127. Let's see. All right, so 127. You've grown despondent in your workings. Lose a skill. Ooh. Though you are sloppy and careless, fate conspires to keep you alive. How does your nearly how does your unlife? Oh, I thought, I read it badly there for a second. So, how does your unlife nearly end, and how are you saved? If you're feeling spiritual, create a voiceless, formless, imperceptible mortal character. If you're not feeling spiritual, chalk it up to luck. That's interesting. So yeah, so through all these years, he gets just a little too complacent. Let's make this interesting, shall we? Let's see. Oh wow, I have a good idea for this one. Okay, so let's what I like to generally do is go to the skills or whatever I have to mark off first, and let's do that. So let's see. So I lose a skill because I'm basically become careless and lazy, which I get. Let's see here. Let's see, these are checked. So yeah, maybe I've grown like soft. Maybe. Let's see here. I've grown like soft maybe, and I've just invited too many mortals into my range, like into my home, if you will, and trusted them that I don't even remember how to do this anymore. Let's lose that. Where it's like, yeah, let's go straight to the journal and let's get this in paper. I can almost put it up. So okay, this is 64. 127. The first prompt, and let's say it's like a couple years later, so 1542. All right. All right. I'm gonna let's make some use of this. So, let's see. Having found a place for my creator and myself to live, the old miser's home, we begin to live it up, as some say. I'm sure that's not a saying of that era, but neither is, like, modern English, a language of that era. So here we are. So let's see here. We hold parties and fetes, if those are different things, and have regular company from whom we feed. Our parties are costume balls and are always vampire themed. This is truly getting off our game. Let's see. The winner of each party's costume contest is allowed to spend the night in the home. Few winners ever leave. Oop, I should probably put on PD face for this. Hold on. There we go. Alright, that's blood everywhere. Okay. So, let's see. Few winners ever leave. Alright. Let's see. We become locally famous for these get-togethers, which doesn't help our case when local authorities begin to put together the puzzle, which is a series of unsolved murders in the area, by which I mean, or victim. Victims. Yeah, there we go. All right. All right. So, which mean victims? More quickly than we and Lamia. Let me make it clear. It's Lamia and I. And I had thought possible, the mortals put the picture together, and suddenly we found ourselves under siege. Let's see here. Let's see. The obligatory torches and pitchforks were found at our doorstep. Let's see. Lemia and I were preparing to fight our way out, though both of us knew that this would likely end up with one or both of us reduced to a pile of ash by sunrise. Just as we were about to plan how to what's it called? Commit to our charge out the front door, I leaned against the nearby mantle, saying goodbye to this pleasant home, when the stone upon which I leaned, moved in under my pressure, and concealed, concealed doorway opened. We followed it for lack of a better plan, which certainly didn't include rushing towards mortals with fire. Let's see. And found ourselves over 100 yards away after following a tunnel, which led to a door, which in turn opened up into a field nearby. With the sun nearly upon us as well, we sought quick shelter in the tunnel and waited until dark to make our true escape. When we did, ooh, wow. And again, I always notice my journal entries are decently long in the beginning of the night, beginning of my 3 hours, and shorter near the end when I'm just struggling to come up with something kind of, what do you call it, creative at that point. Let's see. When we did, we looked back toward the manor house and found that it was now a smoldering husk. I had learned my lesson that time to be more careful with my identity and culinary needs. All right. Cool. All right. Let's create the memory of this and see if that fits anywhere. Oop, I forgot to go over memories, but that's fine. Let's see. So I think everything's full. I have to get rid of an entire memory. Let's see. Memory 1 looks easy to get rid of and not too attached to it. This whole tree thing, I'm ready to leave you know what? I'm actually ready to leave the tree behind. That was a weird one, but I went with it, so here we are. All right, so let's leave the tree behind. And let's move that to the Forgotten Memories. Ooh, almost have to make a new one already. All right. Okay. All right. So, Lamia and I became sloppy in our hunting and concealing our true nature from the mortals of the city, and we found ourselves under siege. Only escaping through a previously unknown secret passage. I will try not to make that Mistake. Again, this is a long one. Alright. Okay. That was one prompt, so that one went rather slow, which is okay. I like that. Let's see. All right, let's get on to the next prompt. Don't drag your feet. Okay, -1. So let's see, 126. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. So 126. You find yourself attending a very fancy ball. already doing the parties. Masked. So you find yourself attending a very fancy ball masked. There are people and things on display that are too beautiful not to claim as your own. Create a character, create a resource. Who was this person up until tonight? How did they become yours? And what does the object you take mean to its previous owners? Ah, wow. That's a tough one, but interesting. That's an intriguing prompt. It's well written. I think it gives me too much though. In this game, I'm always kind of concerned about like character, like resources, particularly resources and skills are what keep you alive from the prompts. So if you lose them all and you have nothing to give up, then you're dead. So this is a little generous. I keep getting stuff, but let's go with it. So I need to create a resource and a character. So let's see. Let's do the character first. I think that's most important to this. Ooh, I'm already running out of space here. I have to do another character thing, you know. So let's see. All right, so I'm gonna say ooh. I'm gonna say it's a young musician. A cellist. Named, and this is England. I'm saying I'm still in England, so let's say I don't know, Beatrice. Let's see here. What's the word I'm looking for? Virtuoso. Cellist. All right. And let's see. So, and a resource. We have to create a resource. Let's say. Oh, I mean, the most obvious thing would be like the cello, but I don't know. I want to keep it. I think these are generally made to be like very portable things. Let's see. Oh, you know what? It'll be a necklace. I'll take a necklace off someone else to give to her. Let's see. So it's a ruby necklace. Made of silver. Ooh. All right. Let's write that up. Okay. So what prompt is this now? Jeez. Prompt 65. I might hit like 100 prompts by the time I die or hit 10th episode or whatever. All right, so 65. But again, I really haven't looked at how far the alternate prompts go. They could be ending soon, for all I know. So 65 and 126 is the actual prompt we're on. It's the first time we're hitting it. And let's give a good decade after this. 1552. No reason to really struggle along on that one. All right. Let's see here. Up. While attending a masquerade ball, Masquerade. Ball. Lamia and I both dress as, oh, what's a good one? It's definitely not vampires again. We learned a lesson in the last prompt. I'm going to say, just for kicks, let's do court jesters. We mingle and chat here and there, enjoying the spectacle of the party. We feel relaxed there, but not, but we are regularly on our guard. The ball is being held by some lower noble of some sort whose name was never important to me, who was attempting to build some reputation amongst the well-to-do in the city as a party host. In fairness, it was a good party. Let's see. Halfway through the evening, a string quartet was brought in to entertain us. They were all in costumes of, like, to make them appear as stars in the sky. The moment that they began playing, my head turned. A start. Is it a word? I think it is. We started a start. At the beauty of the music coming from one of the bows of the performers. I made my way over to find a young woman playing the cello in a way that, let's see, brought at points near tears and then near jubilation to my mind, to my face. Let's go face. I'm saying tears, near tears, and then near jubilation. Let's see. Lamia saw my interest and was similarly struck by her talent. We waited until the evening was almost over. Let's see here. I promised one of the Ooh, I promised the noble's wife some private time, and in turn she'd given me a ruby silver necklace with a single large ruby in the as its centerpiece. Let's see. The question is, does he turn the trick for the thing? Probably, because why not? After my duty was done, I made my way to Lamia, who had already made the acquaintance of Beatrice and introduced herself and then me. Let's see. We bade her join us in our travels for a time, and I gifted the necklace to her as a token of things to come. We always live pretty well, I think, so that's why. Beatrice accepted, if but for a time. I could no sooner snuff the life from her as I could rip the stars from the skies. It would be what's the word I'm looking for? It'd be a crime to rob the world of such talent. And travel, we did. All right. Well, that was an interesting one. So let's go ahead and do the memory. All right. So I think I'm going to call memory 2 Travels with Lamia. That's the thread that at least holds it together for now. Let's see how we do. Attending a ball, I encounter masterful music from a cellist and invite her to come with us. Also, let's see, roses, gifting her with a ruby necklace to show our good intentions. Our travels would be interesting with this mortal. Cool. A little crowded there on that memory, but we'll get through it. Okay. All right, I think we're ready for yet another prompt. Let's get to it. No dragging the feet. Oops, hit the wrong button. 2. All right. So let's see, 26. So it's around a 28. Let's see. Something that used to be difficult is extremely easy for you now. You do it without thinking at all. What is it? Create a skill for this incredible unthinking proficiency. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, that's a really good one. Something that used to be difficult is extremely easy for you now. It's a tough one. We have to create a skill for this. All right. So let's go to skills. Do we have there already? Let's see. This is a tough one. Let's see. It's difficult. What do we have over here? He's done so much at this point. It's hard to say like what's like not within his abilities. I mean, there's a lot of check skills here. I'm gonna say this is so tough. I like it when these prompts are challenging like this, but at the same time, it's like, I can't think of anything. Let's see. So let's see. For this one, I think the only thing he really hasn't done is like craft things. He has some, painting. We do the painting thing here. But let's see. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's call this blacksmithing. Sure, why not? All right. Let's do this. Okay. So let's see. This will be 66th prompt of the game. 128. First time with this prompt, and let's say it's 1 year later. 1550. Well, let's say 1554. All right. While traveling south through England, the carriage, which we are traveling, and which we travel, comes to a sudden halt. I decide to go outside and take a look and see what is holding us up. It turns out that the horse has lost a shoe and will soon go lame without a replacement. I'm actually not sure if that's true of shoes, but let's go with this. Again, not a historian, not a, blacksmith, really. Okay. We limp ahead to a nearby village along the road that luckily has a blacksmith shop. And I don't know what the word for what's the word? I don't know, like a horse barn. Sure, horse barn. Let's go with it. I immediately let's see, hire the services of both to take care of the horse. We find out that the old blacksmith son has fallen ill, and he needs a strong set of arms to help him fashion the shoe correctly. I volunteer, though while I had wielded weapons of iron and steel, had never forged them, for it was not my forte. What is Leppy? Leppy says, horses can typically manage without shoes just fine. An abscess and hoof can cause a horse to become lame, though. When you change your entry, just something for future reference. See, I learn by doing this. You'd be surprised what I've looked up and otherwise learned thanks to Loppy and etc. That's cool. And strangely, you know, I actually do watch videos. There's this guy out there, the Hoof GP, I think he's called, and he does like trimming of cows' hooves. Don't ask me why. It's just interesting. I don't know. But it's interesting, and you learn all about abscesses and stuff like that. It can get kind of nasty. Let's see here. All right, let's continue here. Thank you, Loppy, by the way. Let's see, for forte. Before I know it, I've helped the old man forge the shoe, and then through the rest of the nighttime hours, assist him in other projects, actually taking hold of the hammer. As it turns out, something in my past as soldier or some ability gained by my vampiric nature makes such things so much easier now. Hey. Let me say, I watched Incredible Dr. Paul, and yes, some of those vet calls can be a bit nasty, but it's fascinating all the same. Yes, exactly. It's like, and if you, I've noticed that this again, the Hoof GP, I think his best videos are the ones where there's some kind of weird abscess, because otherwise you're literally just watching him, you know, going over, you know, the same exact technique with the hooves, and it's only interesting to see something different. So I can see why, other than, you know, our weird need to see, you know, kind of gross stuff or whatever. I know there's a certain fascination here, so I won't project that on the Loppy though. All right. By the next night, I bid the blacksmith goodbye and leave him with a good deal of gold, let's just say, because as we continue on our way. All right. All right, memories. Let's see here. All right, this might be an on the road with Lamia again, so we'll have to make some room here on this page, I think. Well, flipping a blacksmith, replace a shoe, find that I have a certain knack. Knack? Yeah, for this skill. It is a pleasant surprise. Probably have to leave then. I've kind of painted myself into a corner here, I think. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it like that. That will do. That will do. Okay. Whew. Well, that's an interesting one. Again, kind of not a great deal happening there, but different. Interesting. All right, let's hit another prompt. -1. We're kind of lingering all over this area here. Oh, we're back at 27. So I said already that I wasn't going to do that because there was just no. Actually, this is a different one, but it still has no second thing, which is sad. Because some of these are really neat and they have kind of tiered prompts. Like you can go to the second and third. Let's see here. Or should I just do it? I don't know. I want to. At this point, I don't want anything to be too boring. we're like what, almost 70 prompts into this adventure. And I tire of the repetitive and boring, as I'm sure anyone else watching this could be. All right, I'm just gonna go just for kicks. Let's make things interesting. Oh wow, it's always a little number, a big number. All right, so +9. So, all right, so 128 plus 9 is 137. Ooh, oh my. Oh my goodness, I think I actually hit the end. Oh my god, am I dead? This might be it. This could be it. Let's see. Think that might be all. I never thought I'd hit this far. It always seemed so far off when I was kind of looking at the entries. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, I think this is it. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see what we got. Let's see here. Let's get back to where I was. I was kind of searching ahead there. I swear there's like 150 or something like that. All right. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go to the end. There's like end moves too for the alternates. Let's see. Gonna see what that brings up. Unexpectedly quick. Well, not really. I mean, it's been that many prompts. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the alternate prompts. All right. There is this little place. There's like a little subsession where it has like, what happens when you die. Come on. I know it's here. Where is it? Come on. Sorry, it's taking a bit here. Again, I don't want to be boring. But where the heck is it? Oop. Alternate starting point. Oop, maybe here. Alternate starting prompt. Where's the alternate? Oh, here we go. Alternate ending prompt. All right, so this is like a tiered one also. All right, so the first alternate ending, which is one we'll go with. Though, you know what? I'm kind of not going to be playing this again on stream, so let's look through these. What's most interesting? Let's see. Let's see. So interesting end prompts. Let's see. Okay, so Floppy, I'm gonna let you choose if you're still there. So let's say we have you intentionally withdraw to a place so secluded no one will ever find you. You stay there so long, you forget humanity exists. What occupies your time? The game is over. The next one is, though your body continues, a perfect machine, your mind takes in all it can and slowly crumbles to dust. What do you leave behind? The game is over. The mortal world thoroughly destroys itself, and you remain a powerful figure standing over the wreckage. What happened? What do you do now with your time? The game is over. The next one is, you forget so much that, ooh, this is intriguing. So even when you try to, let's see, so you forget so much that you even forget why you never go into the sunlight. What causes you to try? How do you feel as you realize what's happening? The game is over. The last one is, Not the one we're doing. You live for another 1,000 years. For now though, you find for a time, true peace and stability. Gain 3 additional permanent memory slots, 2 mortal characters, 2 resources, and 2 skills. Whenever you feel excited to return to the game, play with the same character starting at prompt 0. Any prompts which are filled in now stay filled for the second season. As you enter the future, try not to worry too much about science fiction or world building. Invent it as it comes up, and assume people remain fundamentally the same throughout. That's incredible. So not that one. So what do you think, Lappy? You've been with me for this whole journey. I'm kind of curious as to what you think is the most interesting end to Guillaume, or Ansgar as he is now known as. No pressure. If you don't want to, that's fine. Just tell me. They are all very interesting ends. Let's see here. The second one? Oh, though your body continues a perfect machine, your mind takes in all it can and slowly crumbles to dust. What do you leave behind? The game is over. Ooh, that is an intriguing one. Let's go with that. I trust you, Lappy. I have an idea for it already. Whew. All right. So let's do this. Let's go over here. All right. So let's see. It's the 67th prompt. There is none. I'm just gonna mark none. Mark none. Darn. And let's give him another. Though again, I really love to have built on that whole Lamia traveling with Lamia thing. It's kind of if there was another prompt, I wouldn't have left that behind. But with this, let's go another 100 years. So 1654. All right. So, though your body continues a perfect machine, your mind takes in all it can and slowly crumbles to dust. Ooh, I have a good one here. This will be interesting. I hope so, because it's the very last one. All right. The years pass, and I have honed my vampiric body to its prime. To call me an apex predator would be an immense understatement. Every movement is filled with electricity and quickness. Every sensation a novel of information as to what is occurring. Never spelled occurring correctly. Okay, yay! In the world around me. Oh my god, seriously? Spell check? You're killing me with occurring here. That and occasional, I will never get right on the first try for my entire life. I'm here to tell you that. Alright. Okay, so every sensation, a novel of information. So let's see. Let my mind, my memories, I find that I am leaving them behind for longer and longer periods of time. In my states of recollection, I find that I have become the monster in more than one story. Perhaps this lapse in mental ability is the price that I pay for my ultimate vampiric nature. Be that as it may, the moments of recollection come fewer and further between. In my times of memory, I find myself coated in blood or surrounded by mortals begging on their knees for my mercy. I write this in my last moments of true recollection, and say to any who might read this, should you hear the whisper of Guillaume d'Avignon on the night air, run. Whew. That's it. That's all I got. Let's clear all these. I actually put some more of these in place just in case I would need them tonight, but I do not. And you know, as much as I hate to leave his story, it's a good end, I think. Thank you, Lappy. Lappy says, excellent game, sir. Whew. So yeah, this was actually my oops, weird hair. This is my first foray into solo role-playing games. So my whole gaming life, it's been, of course, with, well, I won't say of course, but it's been with other people. And as I was kind of looking for a solo game, I found this one in the solo RPG Reddit or solo gaming Reddit, and I was surprised to see that there are a whole bunch of these out there, like that are made, games that are made to be played solo, and two, techniques out there for transforming your not solo role-playing game into a solo role-playing game. And I think that's really cool. I mean, in my experimentation here, I really loved this game. I loved everything that Thousand Year Old Vampire had to offer me here, etc. I still prefer like where you're interacting with other people more. Um, the sad part was, like, as I would get to the end of a night, I would notice my prompts getting shorter as I was just running out of mental steam to kind of come up with something, new, cool, and interesting, to kind of play, to kind of show and tell about. But yeah, this is really awesome, and I'll publish this. Like, there's actually like a place out there you can publish these. I forget. I do a Google search on it, but it's basically, there's literally a repository of people's Thousand-Year-Old Vampire write-ups, and I'm gonna have to post this here and actually look through some. I'm especially looking forward to Lappy's, who will be posting hers in blog format soon, and that should be cool. And yeah, this is a good run. This is a good run. So let's take a look, one more look at Guillaume, and kind of see where he's been. All right, so yeah, so remember, let's start at the beginning, go to the end. I do. All right, so eventually known as Guillaume d'Avignon from Avignon, a crusader, a squire who was taken on his way home and made into a monster. Who then at one point was Salah, and then Ansgar once they got to Sweden. Levy says there is a game, solo RPG as well, called Alone Among the Stars, in which you are journaling what you're seeing around you based on a D6 and a deck of playing cards. If you're interested in other solo games, Alone Among the Stars is a good one, kind of zen, which is nice. I saw that, and I was thinking again. I just kind of conflicted as to what I like for this slot on my week. Do I want to do another solo or what? So I did do some checking around. I did find the horror like Alone in the Dark, and I think that's like the same kind of thing, but with dice only. And it might be by the same author. I'm not positive. But it's basically like the world has gone crazy. You're in like not quite a zombie apocalypse, but a supernatural apocalypse, and you're kind of making your way through the world, trying to your goal is to kind of close these supernatural rifts, like 7 of them before the game is over, and basically you're not expected to live. You're allowed to have multiple characters. Your character will die. So I definitely will be looking at Alone Amongst the Stars to kind of see how that's different, because I think that does really sound interesting. So maybe that's where I go from here. I don't know. I expected this to go on again with all the skills and all the resources I was getting from the alternate prompts, and again I thought this went like to 200 or something like that. So I didn't expect. I was expected I was going to be end up doing like 10 full episodes of this. So I had not planned for anything at this point. So it might just be something solo just to fill the time before I can recruit people for another game. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Where was I at? So yeah, I had a really good time with this one. This is really cool, and plus, I got to I talked a little bit with the maker of the game, Tim Hutchingson. Hopefully, he'll forgive me for actually, you know what? It's right here. Hold on. Of course, I have the freaking book. Let's see. Yes. Tim Hutchings. Tim Hutchings. Thank you, Tim. So yes, I got to kind of chat here and there with Tim over Twitter and stuff like that. And he lets me call him Tim. No, he actually doesn't. He doesn't even know I call him Tim at all. But anyway, I call him Tim. He'll forgive me, hopefully. Really nice guy. And it was kind of cool to kind of talk things out with him and to, um, get the perspective of the guy who actually made the game. Like what they're going for. So it was, and I followed him on Twitter, and I kind of been seeing him comment on other people doing theirs, and kind of getting into his brain as to, what this game is all about. And it's really cool. It's like I remember seeing one tweet about a person who was talking about completing the game, and it's like, yeah, so by the time my vampire died, I was totally just ready for it. Their life was in shambles. Their memories were nothing. They were just totally ready and tired, and it was a perfect time for it, and it happened, and boom. So this is not that. I mean, there could have been more story to tell here. I think he had some more to do, but I'm cool with this ending. This is all right. And I got farther than I would have had I gone with a standard prompt. Standard prompts I would have been cut off at prompt like in the 70s. You start to get to the you have died prompts. So yeah, and of course I talked a little bit on the solo gaming subreddit or solo RPG. I can't remember which one it is, and a lot of interesting stuff to see there. People very passionate about solo gaming, and I totally get that. Again, this was such an incredibly creative endeavor. Again, by the end of the night, I felt drained mentally because I just used every little last drop of my creativity to kind of weave through the prompts and get past them, and survive them. So it was really cool. So yeah, so I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the ending. I'm happy with the game. I got to explore a lot of different sides of Guillaume that I didn't expect to. He had some great adventures. I wonder what happened to Saul. Where is he at now? Where is this golem at? You know? Um, Yeah, so I'm not sure what else to say about this one. Again, not expected that it would end like now. I have nothing planned for next week Tuesday, so that'll be interesting to see what I'm able to kind of come up with. We shall see. We'll see if it's if I do end up looking Alone Among the Stars or something else, or I check out the one I actually bought, the Alone in the Dark. Uh, Maybe that one. I don't know. Little hobby says, hopefully Saul found another companion somewhere to go off on adventures with. I do too. I do too. He needed a companion or so, or two or three. Because yeah, he deserves to go on. I'm kind of curious as to what happened to Saul. Maybe there might be 1,000-year-old golem out there at some point. So we'll see how that goes. Someday there'll be a 1,000-year-old golem game. But yeah, so I mean, the solo games actually did inspire me. I'm being a gamer and whatnot. I've been turning over a whole bunch of ideas as to what's my next thing. What do I want to write a game? Every gamer, I think at some point, like, I have some great ideas for a game. I want to write one, and I've had a bunch of them. And I've put there's stuff on paper, or virtual paper right now, at certain degrees of finishedness on several projects. So this might just be another one of those projects where it's like I have some ideas for a solo game along the lines of this, with maybe prompts or maybe not. We'll see what's out there, and I don't want to recreate the wheel, so it would probably be some kind of something off of this. But it's interesting to think about. So we'll see. And I would just also like to once again thank Lappy for being my constant companion along the years here. A lot of support and a lot of just enthusiasm, and I really appreciate it. Um, they say for streamers, again, I'm not a popular streamer, as anyone can tell. But they say it's a rarity to get someone who's a fan like that, so I enjoyed it. While it lasted, if nothing. And it's cool to meet Lappy and et cetera, et cetera. So thank you, Lappy. And with that, I don't have anything else I can think of to say here. It's done. I finished it. I finished it to the end. And that's really cool. I'm happy about it. And I watched another guy do a stream, and when he actually hit the end, like you have met your end, and you could tell in their voice that they were upset that it came so quickly. You could tell that there were all these ideas in their head about what was going to happen next, and oh my god, dreams for their vampire, and suddenly it's done. And that's that emotion is also cool about the game. Like, you got so attached to this character that you created yourself through these prompts that it was kind of like a sad to say goodbye. But I think this is where Guillaume should have ended up. So I'm happy. So I will end the stream here. I wish anyone watching good night. Anyone watching this on well, nobody's really watching this on Twitch, but if you are, all my stuff's down there. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, all the good stuff. Otherwise, if you're watching this on YouTube, all those links will be below in the description. Please check those out. And I hope to see you on my next role-playing adventure. Until then, I hope everyone has fun. Everybody, goes out there and does good things, and that you, unlike my vampire, do no harm. And take care. Bye for now.